The news of two pilots who sustained fatal injuries on Thursday after a twin-seater MiG-21 trainer aircraft of the Indian Air Force crashed near Rajasthan's Barmer district was a grave news, after which the IAF has ordered a court of inquiry. But why is India still using the MiG-21 as trainer jets? Let's have a look.
Gurevich MiG-21 is a supersonic jet fighter and interceptor aircraft designed by the Mikoyan Gurevich Design Bureau in the Soviet Union. Approximately 60 countries across 4 continents have flown the MiG-21, and it still serves many nations 6 decades after its maiden flight. It made aviation records, becoming the most produced supersonic jet aircraft in aviation history of any combat aircraft. Even in India, the MiG-21 is flown by the IAF pilots as trainee jets, and until the government speeds up acquisition of new fighter jets to replace the aging MiGs, the Indian Air Force does not have the option then to use MiG-21s piloted by young men to bolster its squadron strength. But there's a dark side to the use of MiG-21s. According to reports, over 400 MiG-21 aircrafts of the Indian Air Force have crashed in the last 60 years, claiming the lives of over 200 pilots and 60 civilians. On Thursday, 2 pilots were killed when a MiG-21 trainer aircraft crashed during a training sortie in Rajasthan's Barmer, putting the infamous aircraft in the spotlight once again. The MiG-21 has been dubbed grim nicknames such as the Widowmaker or the Flying Coffin, owing to the numerous crashes since its induction into the Indian Air Force in the 1960s. But why are MiG-21 still in the skies? Despite crashes, why do they remain the backbone of Indian Air Force? The MiG-21 is India's longest-serving fighter plane. India got its first single-engine MiG-21 in 1963, and since then it has inducted 874 variants of the Soviet-origin supersonic fighters to bolster its combat potential. According to experts, MiG-21s form the bulk of the Indian Air Force inventory, and that explains why so many of them have crashed over the years. More numbers, more use, and more years in service translate into a higher number of crashes. The Indian Air Force had to keep MiGs longer in service due to delays in induction of new fighter aircraft. Due to delays, the IAF is facing a crunch to maintain a certain squadron strength to guard India's skies. Delays in indigenous Tejas program, political controversy surrounding the Rafale deal, and slow-paced procurement procedure meant that MiGs had to be kept in service longer than usual. According to reports, the MiG-21 had completed its retirement period in the mid-1990s. And now, taking stock of the grave situation, the Indian Air Force will retire one more squadron of the MiG-21 Bison aircraft by September 30th and phase out the remaining fleet by 2025, as the recent fatal crashes of the Soviet-era fighter jets intensified safety concerns and forced authorities to step up the induction of LCA Tejas aircraft.